Collingwood are the most likely to win flag this year. There it is. South Australia versus Vic. WA versus Vic. How about Australia versus Collingwood? How about we get the best players on one team against Collingwood to stop this absolute disaster from happening?
You're gonna put up the boys for a little bit more because we're in this thing.
We're too quick, young and cool for you. You can't stick with us. We'll wrap this thing up in one quarter. The Bombers are in the 8. Somehow the Bombers are in the 8. Are they playing some bad football? Yeah. Is their percentage horrible? Yup. Do they care? Nah. They don't lose in Darwin. They do not lose in Darwin.
We're the right in South Australia and we just tore you apart.
You do it. Richmond with the potential spoon ball.
Top round is a dog. Oh, Tsunami back in town and guess who's in Broadline? Oh no!
And welcome back. What a round of football. It's the greatest sport in the world, and I will die on this hill. Nothing beats it. There's nothing like it. I love it. What a round. Honestly, probably the best round I've ever seen in my life. And I've seen lots of rounds of football.
Going your whole life.
My whole life, since inception. Round 9, the round that's just gone, was the greatest round of all time and also the closest round of football in 50 years.
Wow, well, there you go.
The average winning margin was 10 points and only one game was over 20 points. If that doesn't get you just so up and about and hard, then nothing will. I had the best weekend of my life watching the best game in the world and the best round in it.
Other than the Blues, favourite game?
Other than that, which I stayed in for a long time.
Yeah, sure.
After a great win against your team, which made my Monday morning so much better, seeing you roll in upset and me very happy. Best game for mine, it's hard to split Sunday. Sunday, which is traditionally the graveyard, the morgue, and what's the other name we have for one of those games? You die, you're in the morgue, then we graveyard you. The Sunday was unreal.
Yeah. It was pretty good.
Spoon Bowl was really good.
Spoon Bowl was awesome.
So we had Sunday Spoon Bowl, which was leading game of the year, into Giants GWS, which was game of the year after that, and then North Brisbane, which was shitty, but also could have been game of the year as well.
Or any draw has to be right up there.
Any draw.
Yeah.
It was just a great, it's like so many games to unpack. So Voss the Boss made Ross the Boss his bitch. Hawks only need a quarter to sort out Melbourne. Eston had a small sleepover in the top 8 for a night. Darwin Suns, really good. LA is Crows territory. Richmond are on Mad Monday after winning the Spoon Bowl. Giants should move to Geelong. They love that ground. They win all the time there. And I can't figure out if Brisbane affords or if North can win the flag. That's the round.
That's where we're at.
That's where we're at. Loved it. And also, one of these for the round of football and for the players. Thank you so much. The league should be grateful for what you did this round because a lot of heat last week off the back of the Willie stuff. Angry Willie's going around everywhere, threatening people, league not sorting it out. They needed this round of football to just make everyone forget what they did last week.
Hey.
Needed it. So a lot to unpack here. Doesn't go without some kind of controversy or something bad happening.
Sure.
Had a guy trying to bring a fake gun and a small knife into Marvel Stadium for the Essendon Sydney game. Now, that's a lot to unpack.
So definite fake gun?
Definite fake gun. So I wouldn't know, like, what's a fake gun, though? Is that like a water gun, like a pistol? Is it like a wooden Glock?
Yeah, I suppose anything from just a straight up toy to a Nerf gun even.
I mean, I get it. Like, the umpiring has been bad, but I've never thought, like, we'll go down this path. And I get it also. I listen to 1-4.
Well, that makes more sense.
And after I listen to 1-4, like, I'm ready. I sometimes get the fake gun in my pocket.
Yeah.
And I put it sideways. That's how you shoot it.
Sure.
So I kind of get maybe getting that mode. But actually to go through with it, like, he didn't have a ticket to the game. SMV City's at Marvel Stadium. This teenager, I think it was a teen, didn't have a ticket, rolls up to the gate and just goes, I'd love to come watch the game here. Security goes, okay, well, this is how it works now. We'll check your bag. Found the fake gun and a small knife.
So not a fake knife?
No, I think the knife was very much real.
Yeah, right.
And then police get called in and they say, that's obviously a fake gun and a small knife. We'll give you a caution. How do you get a caution? The guy's rolling around with a small knife and a fake gun. He gets a caution. So congrats to the team at Marvel, security team.
Yep.
Way better than the MCG security team. Because we know.
We do know. Also, I saw a little bit of a security breach at the G.
Wow.
And I did think, I've never seen that at Marvel.
What
There were
happened?
just 3 young lads walking around the race downstairs, like where there's access to the rooms.
Yeah.
And just one of the security guard goes, "You guys right?" I went, "Yeah."
Yeah, you right, mate?
They went, "Yeah, but you know you can't be down here." And they went, "Yeah, we're finding our seats now."
Yeah. Get away from us. We know what we're doing, mate.
I
We're,
was just watching it. All right,
we're in
well,
the change rooms. Well, we know that the MCG is notoriously easy to get into. I walked in a full Kiss outfit with makeup on and an empty guitar case, and they let me go through because I said I was Gene Simmons. I was late for rehearsal on grand final day. So you can talk your way through security.
100%.
We should, in a not funny way, but we should try and put that to test again.
Definitely.
Like, how easy is it just to walk through security?
Definitely. I feel like also once you're in, it's not impossible to go to the MCC.
Not at all. You can definitely talk your way. You can talk your way into anywhere at any ground.
Yeah.
I'm also convinced that, you know, the beepers they have, like the paddles that they swipe across. I'm convinced that they just take the batteries out because they can't be arsed with it sometimes.
Really?
There's a real lackluster effort from some of them.
I would like to know what they're trying to pick up because they don't pick my keys up.
No.
And I feel like the keys are made of something that you should pick up on.
Definitely. Yeah,
right?
What does it pick up? We need someone's security field to let us know what that stuff does because, outside of that, I also know the airport one where you stand in it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the arms to the side, like you're in a power stance, LA Crows 2017. I always get picked up in the same spot. It's right groin.
Yeah, sure.
And now I've now made a conscious effort to not hang to that side because I'm a little bit concerned that maybe they're picking up the size of you know what and going, hold on, what's in there?
We
And
told
I
you
have
not
to
to bring
say-
any firearms on.
I just have to say, no, that's me on the flop.
It did. It happened to me not too long ago.
Big
Where
dick
I've
awareness.
got one. Great
Nice,
new
man.
segment. Great new segment. No, I've got one pair of shorts that at the end of
I get it.
the
I
tie, they've got little metal bits, and I
Oh.
had like t-shirt, shorts, thongs. So I had nothing on me. I had nothing like, and they went, "I'll just have to check you, mate."
Straight down there.
And I went, "Well,
Yeah. It is weird when they do have to, because like I said, then they would have done to you, they have to pat down there.
yes."
And when, like, if you're looking on the outside, like, this guy's just stroking me. Like, to see if there's something there.
Is this
There's
all right,
nothing
sir?
there.
And you go, "Yeah,
Yeah, keep going. I think there's more,
not-
actually.
Not a problem."
Yeah, so back to Marvel. Let's see what the AFL does. Will they make a statement? Do they come out? Do they ban him for life? Do they fine him $1,200, $1,000? Early guilty plea? Who
Can
knows?
you ban someone? He didn't even get in though,
No, I
so
don't know
then
if-
it's a bit like,
I mean, they I don't know. The AFL doesn't care, let's be honest. It's
Run
just,
that
we
wheel.
know it's just dummies in there running the joint, so who knows what they'll do. Haven't done this for a while, but I think it's important now to bring this up. Huge Tatwatch news.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
for those who don't know what Tatwatch is, it's just a player that has tattoos that we feel like shouldn't have tattoos, don't get the vibe that they should be rocking them.
yeah. I think it's really important that you preface this because early days of Tatwatch, there were a few people that I don't think quite got it, like sort of Jordan De Goey. And we
No, we know he
No,
has.
we do know that one.
Any Collingwood player, like, we're
Yeah.
fully aware that that's what happens when you get to Collingwood.
Yeah.
You know, you knock out your front teeth and get a sleeve.
Yeah.
Like that, we
They
get
just
that's the vibe.
that's
We
just part
understand
of
that.
it.
This is one for like, oh, that guy just has gone like he's a GTA character and started
Yeah.
putting stickers on himself.
Yeah, correct.
Like, I'm very much in the same boat.
Yeah.
I've got a huge Tatwatch because
time.
my legs are covered. Like, I look like Poppy's colouring in book.
Yeah.
There's just random bits of stuff everywhere. Lockie Neal.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we know he's got, what are those birds?
Believe it's a swallow.
He's got the swallows on him. So when he first got him, we said, great player, Brownlow medalist, two-time,
2-time.
and then started to go down the tap path. So for mine, like, I'm a big Lockie Neal fan, but those two alone, I was like, okay, that looks very off-brand. And now he's gone with a sushi roll. I think it's a sushi roll that's cut in half underneath one of the birds there. What's that about?
Well, from what I can gather, he's entering into the territory that I'm now in, which is you've had a few and you realise it doesn't hurt and you realise you don't want to chop your arm off after getting it because you're so anxious about it being on you forever. So now you're in just funny territory. Do you know what I mean? Like,
But Libba's funny territory.
that's very funny territory.
Okay,
But
this
do you
is
know,
just
like,
hilarious.
remember
Yeah.
when I got the sick man, I was shitting myself.
Yeah.
The second I got it, I went, like, now I'm not so fussed about getting something else.
Are you trying to say like he's in shitty feel zone? Because you know how, because I've got a couple now and
Yeah.
I like, but there's one or two on there where I go shitty feel.
Sure.
Because I liked it and now I'm getting it. And now because I'm going to do both legs,
Yep.
there's going to be a lot of shitty feels going on with
Sure.
stuff that I kind of like but don't care about.
Yeah, I think that's where he's at.
A sushi roll's a shitty feel. But that's if you can get a look at this, people.
Is that the front of his bicep?
Left front bicep,
Left front
sushi
bicep.
roll cut in half. Now, either he loves sushi or it's something super sentimental. like about his, I don't know, his family that loves sushi, or he's just a big fan of chicken teriyaki and avocado,
Which all are valid reasons
which
to get
is
a tattoo.
totally fine.
Yeah.
Totally fine. Also, we know that this guy messaged us saying he was going to do this. Sam Closey for the Suns. I don't know if you've seen him lately. He looks like he's got squiggles down the left arm with a bunch of random stuff. If you can pull him up on your screen, Ollie, you'll be able to see it. And if you don't find a photo, watch his game coming up in Darwin this weekend. If he gets the ball or a set shot, you get a good look at it. Squiggles on the arms, a lot of stuff happening. I'm not really sure what it is.
I reckon that's I reckon they're clouds.
Clouds on the arms.
Yeah, that's the.
Yeah.
I reckon also potentially, and we're definitely not in this world of tattoos, but I reckon that looks like the outlines for what will become a sleeve.
That's definitely not our zone. Yeah. No.
Like, that looks like we'll get in there and then postseason do the fill in.
Put the outline on and we'll fill it in. Okay, so maybe he's going full arm sleeve, which is, I mean, it would be better than the squiggles he's on right now. And also, we heard that I kind of like this. I don't know. I haven't seen what it is, though, up close. Mac Andrew fresh quad tattoo.
Oh.
Yeah, big for the brand, which I think Mac with tats would be good.
Yeah, that's true.
Gives me tat vibes.
Quad. Yeah, okay. All right. I haven't seen it, but
Do you see Buku jump over him?
I did.
What's Mac Andrew height-wise? I haven't done a video on this. I probably should do one. That was unbelievable. Because in the NFL, Saquon jumped over someone, admittedly doing a 360, but Buku
Backwards.
fully cleared Mac Andrew.
So Mac Andrew is 2.1 meters tall.
That's a big guy to
Massive.
fully clear off a couple steps. That was unbelievable by Buku.
That was amazing.
That was big. Okay, so we'll keep our eyes out for fresh tats and tat watch, but those were just a couple. Now, Lockie Neal sushi roll to put on my radar that I want to bring forward to the table and say who else is out there doing some things with their tats, because sushi rolls is a new one for me. Tassie are being given a huge draft package. So currently now we're forming what's going on in Tassie. No stadium yet. Has to go through Parliament. We're not sure what they're going to do there. If they're going to get a stadium, they have a license, but it's all based off the back of them getting a stadium. They're now already, even though they haven't got that, working through their draft package, which they're going to get. So currently they're going to get picks 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, and 13 in their first draft, which is 2027. But with that, they have to trade out picks 5, 7, 9, and 13 to other clubs.
And they have to.
They have to. So the
Right.
big thing around this is that they, with those picks that they'll trade out, 5, 7, 9, 13, they're just going to split them for 2 in the first round or 2 futures.
Sure.
So they end up having the strongest draft hand over the first 3 years of their infancy. And then in their third and second year, or second and third year, the AFL is going to give them picks 5 and 9. So that makes sense. So essentially what they're going to have is just 3 years of going crazy in the draft. And I think the AFL want them to play finals in the first 2 or 3 years.
Yes.
Because the expansion clubs didn't do that. They were just stinky for a long time. So I think the whole modelling here is let's make Tassie really good from the start, which I'd love to see expansion team come in and play finals.
Well, I reckon the expectation is completely different. Like, the two current expansion teams are very much more of a experiment to try and win over the rest of the country, right?
And take enemy ground.
Yeah, take enemy ground. So there's a little bit of leeway there. But with Tassie, that's footy territory.
It is.
Like, new stadium or not, it'll be a sellout every week. And the expectation will be to perform straight away, for sure.
Yeah. I look forward to them being really good from the start.
Yeah.
Like maybe obviously with a young draft they're going to, but I look forward to seeing who they're going to get. Because it's all, who knows who they're going to get. They had the huge sign-on bonus, $1.2 million now it is. Went up 200,000. So a lot of talk about going after 1 or 2 players, but all the pull for the young Tassie studs that are out there at the moment, Colin McKercher, Riley Sanders, they'll pull them with those draft picks. Just trade them to like Western Bulldogs or North Melbourne. So they're going to be good from the start, I hope.
Yeah, absolutely.
Staying in Tassie, let's get an update on Rosebery Turak.
Yes.
The team I thought was down the road, which in fact, no, it's 4 hours out of Launceston. They responded this week. Last week, they lost by 431 in the seniors, 329 in the reserves. Good response this week. Only got done by 261 points and kicked 1 point themselves.
They're making moves.
Good response. Good week on the track. Good week out there on Saturday. So we have been trying to call Duncan, who Duncan, we heard, is the coach, the president, and maybe the treasurer, and also he plays.
And he plays.
So that's big by Duncan. He's got 4 hats on. So we've tried to call him on Friday. No response. Your mum?
Yeah, my mum interviewed him on her radio show in Tassie this morning. And he said, I'm not sure if they're serious about that. And I went, well.
No, Duncan, we are serious. I've started recruiting.
Yeah.
I've started recruiting. I'm putting a squad together. Ollie's going to do the pre-game. You sit in a forward pocket?
I'm going to do pre-game, and then if it's all right with you, I think that the thing that makes the most sense is then my mum takes over the emceeing for the rest of the game.
Love that.
When I then play.
We'll get a sound system, a speaker system, like a little JBL big speaker thing.
Yeah,
a
yeah.
microphone, just so they can hear it. We've got Electric Ash flying off halfback.
Yes.
We've got a couple other recruits, former players.
Yes.
I've got Christian Jacks potentially involved. I've got Gold Coast Joey Lopez, who will come down.
Okay, yes.
So we've got 4 to 5 players, and we'll be like Tassie ourselves. We'll go out and recruit some players.
Yes, absolutely.
And I'm not talking 1.2 million, but I'm saying we'll get some cash, some studs to go down there.
Absolutely.
And win. So watch this space. Duncan will be in touch this week. I think we have to pick off an easy team in that Tassie league, because as much as I back us in, we're not a 300-point difference.
No, we're not.
So I think we try and recruit Buddy Franklin. Buddy's on the top of my recruiting list. Maybe that's what we do here. We become a team and we do a recruitment board of who we're going to try and get.
Okay, from realistic to dream targets.
Yeah. So number 1 on my board, I know it's unrealistic, but Buddy Franklin.
Okay.
We'll
I
put
don't
him
know
up.
if it's unrealistic.
We'll take it to Barnburg, will be fine. Number 2, who's fresh out of the game that we could take?
Well, I think a really obvious one would be maybe like Jack Revolt.
He'll give back.
He'll give back.
I'm thinking if we can, Brendan Gale. We stick him in the ruck. He doesn't have to move much. He just hits it out.
So what are you going to do?
I'm bearing the square. I'm not leaving the 50.
Right, I see.
Okay, so we'll say this. Duncan, stay tuned. We'll definitely save this team. We have a new Pope. A new Pope's been drafted. Out of America, it's Pope Leo. What do you know about Pope Leo?
Pope Leo
You're right.
hails from Chicago. It's the first American Pope. He is a White Sox fan. What else do I know about him? He's got a brother.
Yep. Okay.
I'm surprised I know that much, but
That's a lot to know,
kind of where
actually.
we're at.
So we were obviously intrigued by this with the draft style that was taking place, like it was an NFL draft, who they're going to take. Riley O'Brien was asked who was his favourite Pope. Gave a great answer.
Yeah.
One of the smartest guys in the world. Here's what he said.
Who's your favourite Pope ever? Favourite Pope ever? Probably Gregory the Seventh.
Yeah.
He's good.
He's
He
better
sort
than
of
six.
reformed the church about 1,000 years ago. He's a big mover.
Really?
Mover and shaker,
I
yeah.
thought you were pulling that out of your body.
No, serious. Gregory the Seventh.
Oh, okay.
Then Urban the Fourth, I think it was the guy who started the Crusades.
That's a big play for a pope.
But Gregory the Seventh was the most significant.
Not a lot of popes these days making big global moves, are there?
Gregory the Seventh,
Yeah, okay.
he changed it all.
Love that. That's great. Just listen to the guy, the reporter, going, yeah. Like he knew, like he loved it. Listen to this big yeah that he gives you.
Who's your favourite
Big
pope
yeah.
ever?
Big yeah coming. Big
Favourite Pope ever?
Yeah. Big yeah.
Probably Gregory the Seventh.
Yeah.
He's good.
He's
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that just, you've sat down
About 1,000
with...
years ago, he's a big mover.
You sat down.
Isn't that just, you've sat down at the pub with someone to talk about niche footy players from the early 2000s, but you've sat down with the wrong person,
Yeah.
who knows a lot more
Yeah.
than you.
Yeah, exactly.
And you just go, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you've nailed that. Mate, Riley O'Brien is a smart. Now, Tom Green, we know, is starting to do surgery on rockets.
Yes.
Riley O'Brien's like serious whiz kid.
He's a bit
mind.
smarter.
His brain is so smart. So smart. So it makes me wonder, once he's done with footy, like, where's he going to go? NASA, somewhere to Harvard. Like, he's that smart.
He's got a medical science degree, but
Don't
he's
know what
got,
that means.
no. Like, what the hell is that? And he's got several others, I'm pretty sure, as well. He's got, like, multiple degrees.
Yeah.
Insane.
That's it. That's the footy's getting in the way of him, curing cancer.
Yeah, it's him. Tom Campbell's really smart.
That's not...
Like, really, really, really switched on.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it's me, or maybe it's just the general stereotype of ruckman not being that smart.
Is that the stereotype?
I think we get labelled pretty dumb as ruckman, which is unfair.
That is unfair.
It is unfair because most of us are out there doing great things with our minds.
Yeah.
Not me, but others are definitely, they're doing great things. Let's get into the round and recap it. Friday night, can you hear that? Season's alive. Heartbeat. We are back. Blues by 15 points. What a game. Knew it. Knew it. Halftime, we're in control now. Ross the Boss did try to drag the game to its knees in the third quarter. Classic strangle the game, make this thing as ugly as I can, take the life out of it. There was no way he was going to keep bombing it to literally no one. It just looked like a game where you needed Max King. You didn't have Max King. So he's like, you know what? I'm going to make this game as shitty as possible. I'm literally going to try and move the ball as slow as I can through stoppages towards the goal. Keep the ball on the ground. So it's an interesting tactic. given you were down by 8 points, to go into that mode was very interesting. And I am sorry as a neutral fan having to watch that. I put my hand up, even though we were part of that. That was gross to watch.
I didn't think it was that gross.
It was disgusting. Now, you were in MC mode. It was like a real lull fest.
Maybe I need to watch it back.
It was, watch the third quarter back. We got upstairs. It was just a lull fest. So you saw it firsthand in the flesh.
I did.
Thoughts, questions, queries?
Where do I start?
Ross isn't the boss.
Ross is very much the boss. Don't worry
No,
about
not
that.
anymore. Ross is not. Ross is just Ross. Ross the intern.
No.
Is Voss his intern?
I do have to get that tattoo though, don't
You
I?
do. You have to go see Fat Doodles.
Yeah. Where do I? Okay, first of all, the new races are very impressive.
Oh, the strip lighting.
Yeah, I thought that was very cool.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. Do you want me to talk about the game or?
I want you to vent because I can tell that you're bubbling here. What's wrong with you, and where are you going wrong at the moment? Because you were very confident going into it, and I told you where I was going to go, and I just I feel so good knowing I was right.
Well, 15 points.
Should have been more.
You weren't that correct.
It should have been way more. If Ross the boss didn't go, let's make this the ugliest game of all time, we would have opened you up.
I don't know about that. I'm feeling pretty pissed off we didn't win. I think after Jack Sinclair ran in and thumped that goal through, I thought this is a massive turning point. So I was actually pretty flat that we didn't get up in the end.
Yeah.
MCG,
Oh, no.
not into it.
That's a wild thing to say on a Monday morning.
I didn't love it.
What do you mean you don't love the Coliseum? The Loud House. Was it loud?
I tell you what, I hated how loud it was.
That's the Loud House. I told you.
I put my fingers in
Told
at one
ya.
point.
It'll do it. It's loud because the footy, the crowd, and also beers barking at you. Everything makes it the Loud House. You didn't like it? Too loud.
I think it was too loud. There was something about it for me, and I understand that I had a different role. It made my job a lot harder because I would have to walk around from the race that we were sitting in, which was next to the Carlton fans,
Legends.
to walk around and then come out of the umpires race with our CMC and vest flags and our red rooster wall. So that threw me off. That I didn't love that. And I don't know, it didn't feel very St Kilda. I think leaving was a bit of a nightmare. Hated that.
You've had a mare, haven't you?
Just take me back to Marvel.
Yeah. I mean, it's not, I know why you did the home game, obviously, for a great cause for Spud's game and all that came with that, but it's not your ground.
No.
You played the home. The fact you picked us off, you tried to cherry pick us off like that. The nerve on you guys. Ross the boss early this year going on one of those shitty old man media shows and saying they made their bed, they have to lie in it. Lie in your bed, you big chopstick head. Lie in your bed and chop your eyeballs out with chopsticks. Don't you dare. You come for us. You better not miss, Ross. And he came for us then. And I'm glad Voss the boss gave him absolute stitch-up, clean-up session in the coaching box.
Did he?
Yeah. Outcoached him massively.
Oh, that's right. He did because he said, hey, Harry, you need to really play well today and we're a chance.
Well, that's the game plan.
Yeah.
We know that's the game plan.
So to
Blues
be fair-
literally rely on, okay, Cripper, Walshy,
Yeah.
Weeders, Charlie, Harry, please play well so I look good at coaching.
Yeah. So, so I guess that worked. Your woof?
Yeah, we're big on the wolf.
Cringiest thing I've ever
No,
seen.
we're big
in
on the
my
wolf.
life.
We're big on the wolf.
That
Now,
needs to wind up.
No, the only concern I have with the wolf is sometimes the wolf gets turned over and it's like, whoa, shit. Like,
Sure.
really quickly.
I thought that was really cringy. I hated it.
Well, the only time I wasn't really worried at all during this game. I was a little bit worried when we had no bench. So we had McGovern went to hospital, Cowan did a hamstring. Haynes broke his neck, and then Blake Acres screwed his shoulder, all in the space of 5 minutes. We had no bench for a long time. Then after halftime, we had 2 on the bench. So I was like, oh, this is just an obvious combination of ingredients where Blues shit the bed here.
Yep.
But the fact that they held on, I was like, that's guts.
Yeah.
We don't normally do that. We normally take the nappy off and just let it out.
Yeah, let it out.
And then in the last quarter when Higgins came off, I said, oh, you're screwed.
Yes.
As soon as he was sick. Now, what was he sick with?
I don't know.
Gastro?
I think maybe. I don't know.
That's that pre-game pass that sometimes it gets watery on you.
Yeah, the
Real
G,
quick.
exactly.
Real watery. So
The food there's not as good.
I did love seeing Ron Marshall take this very personally, this TDK stuff, the business that's been going on, the circus around that. Almost saying you're not good enough for us. We're going to get a new shiny toy you're Woody and we want Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah.
He took it really personally. Really came out and showed his team and everyone else that he's every bit as good as TDK.
It was good to see TDK miss that set shot as well from pretty much right out in front. That was good.
Yeah.
I thought that was a company move.
Yeah, it's smart. Yeah, very smart by him. Inside job, you would have thought.
Well,
But I watched them go head to head and decided that it's so dumb that you guys are going to put that money in front of him. You don't need a TDK. It's just like a little dream, a nice to have idea you have at the moment.
I don't think that it's nice to. It's not a dream. But what I would agree with you is that Rowan Marshall is one of the best ruckmen in the competition at the moment. And we're probably not desperate for TDK.
No. I've now looked at it after seeing them play. I think it's dumb that you put it on the table for him, and I think TDK is dumb if he doesn't take it.
Sure.
Because that money is not as good as he's playing. No one's putting that money on the table for him.
No.
If you ask every other club, hey, you've got 1.7 to spend, go pick a player.
Yep.
I guarantee there's
I hear
only
you.
probably one club, Saints, that are saying TDK. Because you got a TDK.
Yeah, I hear
You've got
you.
Rowan was like every bit as good. So you're telling me that when TDK, well, he won't go there because he won, so we got won his signature. But if he used to go there in some crazy world where he says, I'm leaving the Loud House, 90,000, and we'll play in front of 23,000 at Marvel, you're saying that what's Rowan Marshall going to do?
Well, I remember when we made finals a few years ago, we played that double ruck role, and it worked really well with Marshall and Ryder. And Ryder was very much on his last legs. So if that's the game plan to go back to that, I would love that. Allowing one to push forward, one to dominate ruck, switch it over through the game. I that would work.
See, but you would have wanted Glass Knees King to do that. You know?
Or put him in the ruck.
Well, you won't now. You'll never put him in the ruck now because of his body.
No.
But initially, I think surely you would have thought when we draft him, he's going to go into the ruck and do that role that you're talking about with TDK that might do if he goes there.
Maybe.
But
You wouldn't now.
I just looked at it and said, TDK, like, you just don't, I'd be more concerned about you guys not signing Nas and getting TDK because you blow your money on Tom. So I saw that. Jack Silvani, he's going to get a massive contract somewhere. He might be my favourite player. Like, players I'd probably love to get a beer with right now. Jack Silvani, Mac Andrew, Bont, obviously. Who else is up there?
That's a good list. What's your category? What are you looking for?
Just someone who would get the next round as well. You know? I think I used to think, we did it with Wally actually, what players in the AFL right now would knowingly, if you went up to them, you didn't know them, and you said, hey, I want to buy you a beer, which players would then buy you a beer back? Oh. Even though you've separated. So you're at the bar with him, you're having a conversation with him, you say, hey, like, Jeremy Cameron, love to get you a beer.
Yeah.
He said, mate, oh, thanks, you don't have to do that. He goes away to his bag of friends, comes back to you with a beer and says, thanks.
Yeah,
appreciate that.
Yeah,
he'd do it.
He'd for sure do it.
I can Tex would do it. Tex Walker would.
No, he wouldn't.
For sure.
No, he wouldn't.
Bont?
No
Bont?
way. Bont. I mean, Bont is one of the nicest people ever. So I think maybe. But I can't even imagine him at the pub.
So just Jeremy Cameron is the only player in the league that would buy you a beer back as like a random thing that would happen in a pub.
I reckon like a few of the younger guys might, just because they are still in that kind of normal mindset.
Yeah.
There'd be someone.
Well, Jack Savani would. He's going to get a big contract. I don't think he stays at Carlton.
Really?
I don't know how they're going to afford him. If they're now they're going to get all the money for TDK, which is at least $1 million, and we know the salary cap is burst.
Yeah. Well, how much is he worth then?
Right now,
Yeah.
like $500,000.
Yep.
On a
And you don't
4-year
reckon
deal.
you've got that?
I don't reckon Blues can or probably would pay it.
No.
Even though he's been so good, I think another team 100% will.
Yeah, okay.
So he's getting an absolute bag at the end of this year. So he's in great form. I love seeing this, even though it kind of hurt one of my fellow supporters, Nas. He's getting more money week after week, every round he plays. But him giving a Carlton fan a falcon as the ball went through, Cooper Lord's goal, sailing through the goals, him literally on the fence and then just punching the ball into the fan. Didn't he do it, Nas?
You don't think that there wasn't a moment throughout that game that I didn't want to do that? So I was just so thankful he did.
Poor guy's going up to celebrate, cops a falcon in the face from like 5 meters out. And could have so easily marked the ball, decided to punch. So I found that pretty funny, even though it did hurt one of my supporters. So I feel good. I'm back in my thinking finals, not thinking grand finals, but thinking finals season very much back on track. Go to Sydney on Friday, I think it is. Beat them up. 5-5, almost at the turn. Like, this is some good signs for a team that has a heartbeat again.
It is an interesting game, that one.
It's huge. Because remember, last year we went to Sydney, they smoked us. And that's a scar. I looked at it the other day, still bleeding.
Still there? Yeah,
Still bleeding.
right.
So I feel really optimistic where we're at. Are we saying Saints are done?
No.
You still believe?
Well, I still think that looking at that game, to be honest, and given the fact that it was only 15 points, this is two teams very much within that 12th to 8th mark.
Yeah. I mean, the natural thing that happens here is I'm ready for my heart to get broken.
Absolutely.
Next week, like Friday coming up, what have we got? 5 days left. I'm so ready for my heart at 10:30 p.m. on a Friday to be just shat on
Yeah,
completely.
there's no way, and then we've got West Coast this weekend. So we'll play a little bit of that,
That's a danger game for you.
What?
Is it in Perth?
Yeah.
Oh, massive danger.
How is that a danger game?
West Coast in Perth.
So
you guys.
You reckon they won't win a game all year?
I don't reckon they'll win a game, but if they do win a game and I had to put money on any game, looking at them, put them all out in front of me, I'm going, St Kilda and West Coast, dangerous. North at Hands-On Oval, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
North should win that.
Yeah.
Their home game officially. They have Richmond in the back end as well at Optus.
That's winnable.
Jeez, I'd be nervous if I was you.
I'm
So
not-
if I was L29, I'd be shitting bricks. I'd be shitting bricks. Do they travel L29?
Don't think so.
Yeah, I wouldn't travel this week either. Hey, Saturday, back at the Loud House. Hawks got it done, winning by 35 points. Only need the last quarter for a complete blowout here. So once again, it's a case where the Hawks don't play well, but they get a win. Now, I'm not sure how much confidence Hawks fans will have after this, but I've always said winning football is good football. And once they do figure out how to put 4 quarters together, then they'll be fun and dangerous again. At the moment, they're just a little bit fun and dangerous,
Yes.
but not completely like scary fun and dangerous.
I'd still be pretty nervous playing Melbourne most occasions, though. So it was still a pretty decent win.
Melbourne are a team in that category of teams you probably don't want to play.
Yeah.
And I'd put Richmond in there.
Yep.
And probably actually St Kilda.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what those 3 teams can do on any day. They're teams you don't want.
No.
So they're in that category. I think Sam Mitchell's fine with this. I think because last year they're playing good football like early out. So I think playing this football in May is not a bad thing because you don't want to play your best football in May.
No.
You just don't. So this was a classic Melbourne self-inflicted, how much can I cook myself game. And Track after the game knew it, let out a massive fuck me. A huge looked around side to side, who's around me. No mouth guard this time, but just went, fuck me.
Yeah.
Cooked themselves. So they dominated inside 50s, dominated clearances. Then when they went to enter their forward line, had no idea how to hit a target until they moved it to just be like, let's just give Cosy the ball and hopefully he does something super amazing. They revealed to me, I know that we say they're a dangerous team and you don't want to play them right now on any given day, but to me, they kind of just revealed that they're the same team that they were before the easy get-right games they had. It's like a team that they don't really love each other, but they're just staying together for the kids.
Sure.
That's how I kind of read them at the moment.
Sure.
And
or there's history there at least.
Yeah.
So there is love, but not a passion.
No, but the kids are involved. It's like, I think at the end of the season, it's 100% ending up in a divorce.
We got to wait till the kids leave school.
Yeah. I think it's a divorce coming up at the end of the year. I think a lot of teams will leave. And then you'll see them with the other partners going, oh, we could have had it all, Adele. Like that kind of vibe. And seeing your kids who do they like now? Like that's where they're at. A
Yeah,
really,
sure.
really dysfunctional, toxic family situation going on there.
Yeah.
Goodwin is still, after the game, I watched his press, he's still selling this rebuild stuff. Are they, I don't know, are they rebuilding?
If I was a D's fan, I'd be pretty pissy thinking we're rebuilding.
I think Electric's flat as with that.
Yeah.
He doesn't like when he says that because...
Well, the reality of it is they're about to start rebuilding.
Oh, they're getting the bricks
Yeah.
ready.
And I think when you're at that stage, sure, I think we can all just put our hands up and go, this is what it is.
Yeah.
But when you're not rebuilding and you're calling it rebuilding,
Yeah.
that's dark.
I agree. A guy who will be part of this rebuild is this dog, Harvey Langford.
Yes.
Kick 3, had 22 touches his 8th game. He's a starter. So to me, he's kind of moved into Clary's role, which is why Clary is maybe not having... Clary's going to leave this club so quickly after round 24.
Oh, immediate.
The fact that they made him tag Newcomb and then Goody was like, no, he was really excited to tag. No, he wasn't. Clary was really excited to tag for the first time in his career because Viney was out. You tell me Clary was like, cannot wait to do this. Absolutely not. So him and Sam Doherty are my 2 examples of why I'm pro now. I'm pro mid-season draft.
Oh, like it.
Massive on it. Because imagine if you could pick up Clary right now or like a Sam Doherty who's averaging 35 in the VFL when he goes back, play them in the right positions, get them back on for like a 10-game period.
Perfect.
I'm all for going forward. I reckon that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So bring in the mid-season draft. I'm all about that. They now have to trade him. Like they just get as much as you can for him. Move him on to somewhere. Geelong's the clubhouse leader. I think they just say, look, this has been as good as it's been. Want to flag together. You've won so many best and fairnesses. Let's just move on.
I think that is so forgotten as well. They won a flag.
What a flag.
So it all worked out.
Hasn't he won like 7 best and fairest?
Yeah.
Like he's done as much as he's going to do there. Let him go and flourish somewhere else like a Bailey Smith situation. Just let him go.
Yeah.
Don't let him go play with Bailey. because that would be horrible for the league. Like, they would cook everyone. But I think it's time where they just make the call on it.
Yeah.
See this umpiring on Cosy Pickett?
Oh, yeah.
The free kick. So they asked Simon Goodwin after the game, what do you see? And he was like, guys, you just know I can't comment on that. I'm going to get absolutely fined by the AFL. But we hope that they are making improvements to improve the umpiring of the game.
Yeah.
That was the worst non-paid free I've ever seen in my life.
It'd have to be up there.
Hardwick grabbed him on the shin and pulled him down. So the umpire must have thought that Pickett just tripped up in the goal square over nothing. It was just a horrible, horrible call.
And then there was kind of the throw to himself. Like,
That's
was
the
it
one
Sicily?
after. So Sicily, and then everyone's like, yeah, that was bad as well. But also Sicily throwing the ball around the goalpost to keep playing.
All within 4 seconds going, just pick one of them.
It was so bad. It was so bad. But Pickett's a serious player. He'd be my number one bums on seat player.
Ooh.
I love him. So I got him, Bobby Hill, Chad Warner,
Yeah.
Dacos,
Yeah.
and Toby Green was thrown up there.
Toby Green.
Yeah.
Not our man Baz.
Oh, yeah. He's on bums on seats because he's just so controversial and giving
Yeah.
the finger to everyone. Pickett's so good.
Yeah, no,
he's so good.
yeah.
So, and for the Hawks, I'm not really sure what the team is at the moment. Like, I can't get a genuine read on them. Yes, they're winning, but Jack Gunston's 33 and is the main two, like the guy up there.
Yeah.
He's kicked 23 goals this year. Like, that's so much. There's so much. I don't think Jack Gunston went in the season going, I'm going to be the guy this year or expecting to be the guy. And the fact that he is and he's actually performing is crazy. So,
Well, if they can hold out for the rest of this year and then they're essentially one piece away, like
if they can get a forward.
then they're laughing.
Any forwards in the market, do we know? Really? Do I feel like there's a big key forward that's in the market? Maybe there is, and I'm just missing him and forgotten about
I
him.
feel like a Tom Lynch could probably move on for a couple of years.
Man, I was thinking about Tom Lynch the other day. He could definitely move to like a Collingwood or Hawthorn
Yeah.
and win another flag.
Definitely.
Like,
He also, like, I know he gets injured a lot, but he feels older than he is.
his
Like,
body.
when he plays, like, he looks like he's on thin ice.
You know how sometimes I used to do it ages ago. It's like I don't know if it's a DEX test or it's like how old you are, then how old your body is or your fitness level.
Oh, okay.
I think Tom Lynch is one of those guys with all his injuries who is 31, but his body would be like 64.
Yeah.
So he just looks like old and sore.
It was just like even looking at Darling play, and I felt like he looked a bit more mobile in comparison
Oh,
to
yeah.
Lynch.
No, Darling's fucking 80.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, his body scan would say, I know you're 30 something, but your body's like, your hips,
Yeah.
fuck, you're 80 years old. Yeah, I think that, but you're right though. They're one piece away. They're literally a key forward away from being serious, like dynasty level Hawthorn again.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm putting Sicily on flop watch officially.
Okay.
I'm putting a lot of players on flop watch. Let's just get this out of the game. Stop flopping. I hate a flop so much. It's just the worst look. We've said it weeks ago about how it was turning into a soccer. Like, flopping should be an instant, like, 1 week suspension.
You know what makes me sick, Dan? I watched the highlights on the weekend of Eintracht Frankfurt versus Barcelona's
Big game.
under 10 side, and they're flopping.
No.
Barcelona players are flopping. That's what you get in the academy.
See?
They teach them young.
That's the danger. If we have kids in the Oz kick flopping as well.
Yep.
Now, you know how I feel about that league, the worst league in the world. Skills are horrible. It's just a terrible show that they put on at halftime. I sit there and I just close my eyes and go, tell me when it's over.
Yep.
It's disgusting to look at. But that's what we're getting to. If we're seeing players, kids flop in the Oz kick and junior levels, they're in all sorts. Get rid of flopping.
Yeah.
So Sicily's on my flop watch radar. Him. So I'm a big fan of him, but he might have given himself a concussion the way he flopped on the weekend. He went down hard. Got into a young player. I'm not sure who, maybe Tholstrup? And then flopped hard.
He's got to look after himself because he can get injured if you don't flop correctly.
You can. And 2 weeks in a row he's done it. Did it to Morris Rioli.
Yep.
Won a free, then gave it back to him, then flopped, and then this one on the weekend as well. So he's massively on flop watch. But what are the Hawks? They keep winning. They go to Darwin now, which is just going to end in absolute tears. They're so screwed. But what are them for winning? And Melbourne, no, they have next week, but we'll see how they go. Hopefully it's a get-right game for them. At the Dome, Essendon somehow forced their way into the 8 after this game. I have no idea how. They beat Sydney by 8 points. Now, don't let the scoreline fool you here. Essendon was so much better than Sydney. I know on paper it looks like it was a close game.
Yep.
It wasn't.
Just super quickly, Melbourne had Brisbane at the Gabba.
Oh, they're so fucked.
Yep, so there's that.
That's just disgusting.
Yep.
They're in so much trouble there. The scoreline fools you here. Essendon was so much better. So Essendon being in the top 8 with dog shit percentage is like their thing. It's like what they do every year.
Yeah.
Every year, you look at the ladder and you go, oh, yeah, 1 through to 7, that's great. That looks normal. Look at 8 for a period. You'd be like, oh, Essendon with a percentage of like 80 to 90%. And you go, how? Like, what are you doing here? How did you get here? It's crazy. And they didn't kick a goal for 45 minutes in this game. Just hung on for dear life, which is actually very impressive to do. In fact, in the last quarter, they had 1 point, one season-ending injury, and then like an entire fan base who generally had a panic attack. Like they just held on for dear life in this game.
Yeah.
It was actually a disgustingly good game to watch. So I feel for Bombers fans because in any of their games, in all their games, you're going to get like a bunch of everything. An unreal quarter here and there, 40 minutes of not scoring. And then at the end, it's like, okay, let's just flip a coin and see who wins.
Sure.
But that's how an Essendon game goes.
Yeah.
And that'd be absolute anxiety train to ride every week. So in this game, the first half was like potentially the best they've played. And the second half, potentially the worst. Like they were really bad in the second half. They're so lucky that Sydney have the worst skills in the league. Like for 2 months now, it's been. What would it be, 2 months in the season?
Yep.
It feels like they don't know how to hit a target.
No.
At all. Like simple, easy kicks inside 50, shots on goal. Like it's just like how they've forgotten how to kick a football. And this isn't on Dean Cox because let's remove this game from is he the guy case that we're putting together for him. This isn't on him. This is on the players.
Remove.
Nah.
Okay.
I'm not. This is on the players because they had so many shots to go in the last quarter. Like open shots. Like McInerney had 3. Like plays where they were 3-on-1 inside the 50 and just like forcing a turnover somehow. Sure. They gave away 7 50s. Like that's big. So that's not in his case file of is he the guy.
It's actually important to put these things on record because if you don't talk about them, you can forget.
Yep.
And then you look back at it at
Yep.
the end of the year and you go, yeah, I mean, so, should really be beating Essendon.
Yeah.
Only lost, and you forget. Oh, no.
No. Remove this from his case. This isn't on him. No one has had more go wrong for them this season. Injuries, like Dean Cox hasn't planned for injuries and shooting themselves in the foot with skills. This is on him. So, and in saying that, like once they do figure out how to put this together and they can play more than half of football, they're right back in games. They played a half here and almost won it. Aaron Francis, who we like this is the classic example of where this is on Dean Cox. Aaron Francis had a shot in the goal square.
Yes.
And kicked a point.
Frustrating as well because what set him up for that was actually a really awesome play.
Great play.
Bit of a stiff arm from memory, and then you go, oh, come on, buddy.
It's like at the moment with their injuries, they have the worst forward line.
Yeah.
They're just a bunch of effort guys.
Yeah.
A lot of Essendon fans saying, yeah, Aaron Francis played his best game for us.
Yeah.
So that's where they're at. Like, the forward line is not scary at all.
You can have 1 or 2 effort guys, but you can't have a full line of
just effort.
Yeah.
No, you need some class there, some skill. So they got to figure out. They got to get some players back, and then they got to figure out how to get some basic skills back in their game and ball movement. For Essendon, Nate Caddy, he's a game wrecker. Mm-hmm. He's going to be a serious stud. Like the way he moves is just crazy explosive, and I'm massive on Zach Reid. I'm buying huge amount of stocks in him. Like he's a guy who had glandular, I think he did a pec, did a hammy and a foot, and then he had finally, literally so many injuries, had a I've arrived game.
That is also crazy as well that so often people that have reoccurring injuries are in and around a danger zone.
Yep.
But if you can almost picture his heat map of him just standing still.
Oh yeah.
Just a bit of everything.
Just light up.
Like
the security.
Yeah.
Clearance thing. Power
him standing
stance.
between that.
Everywhere. I didn't like this though. So Jay Clark, he's had the I've arrived game. Jay Clark hits him with a question about this, which was just so even Zach Reid was like, why would you even ask that? So listen to this.
Coaches always say that we'd
Here we go.
like
Jay
to
Clark.
have 2 of him.
About to ruin the
I
interview.
agree with
Jay
that, I
Clark,
think.
ruin it.
It was a big week for Archie Roberts, who was involved in the Willie Rioli story for a little bit. And I know Brad Scott's been clear he didn't want to take this forward, but how was he this week? How did he cope with the spotlight on that, Zach?
I'm not sure. I didn't even know Archie was involved. I don't. To be honest, I can't give you much on that. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Great by Zach. How about you should have just said, hey, Jay, stop asking dumb questions.
Yeah.
You big dumb. Like, what does that have to do? I've just played the best game I've played in my career, and you hit me with that question? That's not good. That's Jay Clark going, I need a headline for the Herald.
Yeah, desperate.
That's, not good. Anyway, they're 5-3. They're reaching their VFL team to make a squad at AFL level. So I still truly believe that something bad's going to happen, for sure. Mm-hmm. There's a big slide coming up, so let's just wait for that to happen. Mm-hmm. The eventual something bad's going to happen is definitely coming for Essendon. And also thoughts of Lewis Hayes for Essendon. Makes his debut, does his ACL.
Absolutely.
That looked bad as well. That looked like as soon as he made contact, the ACL, you saw his knee move. Oh. And you know that you've been there.
Yeah.
You've been there. So thoughts are with him. Suns up in Darwin. But they don't lose there.
No.
And it's now become a bad time for any team who wants to go up there and play them. Like, you're just going to have your shit mixed straight away. Don't go up there and play. You should actually not. You should do what Collingwood did in Freo. Take up your reserve side for experience. Like, you're not winning there.
Give them a trip.
They're now 7-0 in Darwin games, and I jumped in the shower for the last 5 minutes of this game. I was like, this is done. This is done. It was like 98-71. Like, this game's over. Then jump back out with a minute to go, quick shower, and it was a game. It was like 5 points in it.
Yeah.
So I don't know how the Dogs did that, but they found some heart, some in them, and they found a way to claw back. Couldn't get it done, but both these teams are awesome. I love both these teams.
Just a quick one. What time was that game?
That was fake prime. No, it was prime time.
You had a shower at...
I had a long day, mate. I was painting planter boxes all day.
So you had a 10 o'clock shower?
No, sorry. Yeah, I did. No, I did.
Is that weird?
No, I did, yeah. That's right, I did.
I'm trying to think if that's weird, having a 10 o'clock shower on a Saturday
No, I
night.
did. That's right, because we had fake prime time the game after at 8:10.
Yeah.
That's right, I did. I jumped in the shower because I was like, oh, I just want to have a shower right now. This game's done. I can tune back in for the last quarter of the showdown.
Sure.
And that's why I did it.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
It's just an interesting image, that's all.
No, well, you don't have to picture me naked. It's just, okay. But anyway, I jumped in the shower, regardless of all that information, and they were back in it. So once again, I lose no respect for the Dogs here. They're a finals team, just waiting for their weapon of mass destruction to come back in Sam Darcy, and they're going to be fine. Bevo's throwing these magnets around. And I like Bevo throwing them around.
Yeah.
Put lob forward when things have gone wrong. So here's a guy that's not going to sit and die on the sword.
No.
Because his contract's up. If he doesn't make decisions this year or make some moves, then they're going to get him out of here. He's like, no, if I'm going to go down, I'm going down swinging. I'm moving some magnets. Libba is an absolute dog, as is Richards, as is Bont. Their midfield is crazy good. They dominate against a really good midfield. They go into games and just dominate other mids. And obviously, a huge congrats of safety and well done, Baydale. He got there safely.
All worked out.
All worked out well. Had a lot of security around him. The league did ramp up security. We saw SWAT around both coaches going to the ground in quarter times. So that was
look, while you were watching for that, I was watching Dimmer, and I'm a man who has had chafe every now and again.
Yeah.
Go to Adelaide, hot. I get chafe. Dimmer had chafe.
Are you calling that?
I'm calling it massively. I know it's not the point, but it's...
Where was the chafe? Up in his nether, like up in the groin?
The video of him walking out with the coaches... That guy had one of the widest...
Oh, you reckon he got bad chafe?
He had...
Do you reckon that's game day chafe, or has he gone for a run or something?
Well, I think it's just mainly just general Northern Territory chafe. Like, I get it in Adelaide just standing around.
Okay, so watch for Dimmer's stance this week.
Yeah.
And how he walks on the ground.
I'm telling you.
Unless he's got like a wide gate.
It looked a lot wider than I've
so he's
ever
trying to
seen.
avoid thighs on fire.
Correct.
Red raw between the legs.
Yeah.
That's not what you want to be. I've had chafe once. It was horrible. Horrible experience. So, okay, well, thoughts are with Dimmer and his chafe. The Suns are just a tease. Like, I lose no respect for the Dogs at all, and the Suns are just a tease. Like, they have games like this all the time. It's a classic Suns response after a really bad game. Mm-hmm. They always do this. So I'm not buying any kind of love, interest, romance with them until they play finals.
Okay.
And I'm big on that. I broke up with them last week.
Yes.
And I'm going to put back on the record that I'm not with them again. Not until they play finals.
Okay.
They always do this.
I see you're keeping the door slightly ajar.
It's slightly ajar for like a text message after, that round 24 game.
Yeah.
And if they make finals, for sure, it'd be like, hey, we should definitely see each other when you're in Melbourne.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm not with them.
Yeah, okay.
At all. So I just want I do love that they have the most dangerous half-back line in football. Mm-hmm. Like Rioli, and you got Noble just literally flying off half-back.
Yep.
So if they obviously are playing on a forward, but if you're a forward playing against them, you're now a defender.
Yeah, true.
Which is just not ideal for a game plan.
No.
Just chasing them all game.
I understand what you're saying as well, but shit, the Dogs have been good lately.
I'm all in the Dogs.
Unstoppable.
The Dogs are great. I think they've travelled, it was something crazy like the last, I don't know if it was like 7 the last 9 or 8 of 9. They've just travelled heaps. So I lose no respect for them.
No.
And then they have 9 games at Marvel coming up.
Yeah, true.
So they're going to win most of those. Dogs are a wagon.
Yeah.
I'm big on them. Once Aaron Norton gets firing as well.
Yeah.
Because Bont's the most dangerous forward at the moment. So once Norton figures out that he's can play some forward football, then they'll be okay. They'll be okay. But after the game, the AFL came up with a crazy headline for the match report. Suns continue Darwin love affair after edging comeback Dogs. So someone knows what they're doing there. You know what I fucking love? I love an intern like the league or someone like a News Corp who knows what they're doing with the headlines. And it's like, wait, what's this? It'd be hilarious. Suns continue Darwin love affair after edging comeback dogs.
Edging comeback dogs, eh?
There's probably never a time to use the word edging. Like, why would you ever need to use edging?
Yeah, you just don't.
Edging.
And we all know what he's doing with the comeback.
We know. He's
Like-
done well there. I remember edging was a thing back in the day. I'm not going to get back into it, but back in high school, like, they'd be like, hey, do you know how to edge? It's like, I've edged before for sure.
And what is it?
No, because I've been told from lawyers if to stop with the It's really when you bring yourself close to climax
And stopping.
and stop like
And-
a tease.
And what's the... Is it like fun? Or is it... What's the... Like, what? Why
I'm
would
getting
we...
some serious like head shakes from the corner over
I
there.
just want to know what the theory is behind doing it. Like, is it fun? Is it creating like, you know...
We should get a sex
it's
expert.
Like exercise.
We should get a sex expert here to answer that.
A sex expert,
Yeah,
sure.
I'm getting some absolutely don't answer that. Stop the conversation. Okay, so well done to the Suns. Up there again for this week, coming up against the Hawks. So we know they play better in the second half as well.
Yes.
Of their trip. So the second game of their trip, they always play better. They've come out and said that they're acclimatized conditions.
Yep, Chafe's gone.
Chafe's gone. Dimmer's got some just serious amounts of Vaseline up
Yep.
between his legs. So the second game of their 2-leg home stint in Darwin is always better. So Hawks are in so much trouble. Showdown 57, one for the ages. Crows by 5 points in fake prime time. So 7:30 is prime time. Anything after 7:30
That's faux time.
on Saturday,
Yeah.
that's fake prime time.
Yeah.
That's not it. We don't like that. So showdowns are just awesome.
They're the best.
They're awesome. They're instant classics all the time, and the conversation's over. It's the best rivalry in league.
Yep.
Like, they're so, so good. And I knew it was going to be good from the start when Never Tear Us Apart was playing, and I had Crows fans putting their scarves up.
Yeah.
That's when that was like a little, we've got so much disrespect for you Port Stains. We're going to put our scarves up in the air. Absolutely awesome. Certified best rivalry, as I said. And Foxtel and KO, after this Super Saturday this round, would have been popping champagne going, oh, we've got him. We've got him. You now have to find a way to buy a subscription to watch Saturday football.
Yep.
After this week, you have to do it. Now, I don't know if we talk to someone. We don't have a brand relationship with KO. Like, we're very friendly with them. They look after us a little bit here and there. We've done some stuff. But I think we've got to try and figure out a way to get some more subscriptions in hands. Mm-hmm. Like, can we come up with a discount for people? Because, what is it, $40?
Well, there's that. And I also think there's a way to try and help out some pubs that have to pay $40,000 to get a subscription to play it.
What?
That is ridiculous.
What do you mean?
It's exactly how it sounds. So pubs have to pay $40,000 to have the right to play it. Yes.
Can't you buy the monthly $40 thing?
No. So someone, I'm sure, at the pub would have their normal
subscription. Yeah.
But to legally being able to play it,
You're kidding me.
nope. So say, for example, someone like me who will go to
Oh my God.
pubs in Fitzroy that outside of like the Rose and maybe like another one, a lot of them just don't even play it because it's not worth it because there might not be, it's not a footy pub, right? So there's not like a massive calling out for it. And when it costs them $40,000 to play it, why would they?
Who's policing that league?
Well, yeah. And they, you've got, I'll check on what we do here, but say, for example, in England, the same thing happens. And when you're playing the Premier League, you've got a little pint glass at the bottom corner of the screen, and that means it's an official stream. Mm-hmm. So pubs that play like the illegal one, like people go around and will check, and they will get you. If you're...
This is news to me.
Yeah.
This is breaking development. So pubs have to pay $40,000. That is wild.
So,
Poor pubs.
Look, I'm all for helping out the everyday Australian with it, but I want to go to the pub and watch the footy. And my mum was over on the weekend, and we were like, well, we would love to. We're out at the Punters Club right now in Fitzroy, but we're going to have to go home.
To watch football because
Yeah.
they don't have footy. Just do it illegally. Run the gauntlet. Just start streaming off your own account. And if you get in trouble for that, for trying to put on a show for people who are trying to go to a pub to watch the game, then that's not on. You can't be stinging for... we're going to talk about that. But anyway, that'll be licking their lips. They've controlled Super Saturday. Channel 7 will be absolutely fuming because they chose Thursday Night Football over Saturdays.
So, this is just wild. So I'm going in the rabbit hole here
Go.
reading about it. So this is from a couple of years ago. I work for a small business. Would like to show the football, but the cheapest Foxtel for business package available to us is $2,024 a month plus installation costs. That was 3 years ago. as
Whoa.
well. Yeah.
You're onto something here.
Yeah.
Just like the umpires. We're onto them. On the pubs now. Showdown. If the game goes longer for another 5 minutes longer, Port win this game.
100%.
The last quarter, they had so many looks at it in the last quarter. 21 more clearances. We've got it here. 21 more clearances. And then they won the clearances by 27 for the game and won inside 50s by 19. Like the last quarter, they're just going and going and going and going. Everything was going to the left of screen.
Yeah.
And you think, sure, they're just going to win here. They've got to find a way to win. Like Adelaide it was much like the Collingwood-Freo game.
Yeah, sure.
Just one team was just dominating, and somehow Collingwood, in this case, Adelaide, pulled it off. So just when we thought we were going to get a mark inside 50 for Port in the last couple of minutes, Riley O'Brien,
Yep.
Pope guy, takes a mark. And then another one, last one of the game, really an entry. Our guy, Mark Keane, takes a big grab, wins the game for Adelaide. Now, I don't know if you saw his post-game thing.
Certainly did. Saw it live.
One of the best post-game interviews of all time.
Play footy. That's all we're here for, is playing footy and have a good brand of footy, and just whoever wins the contest of footy and wins the footy will win the game. And I'd like to think that we put our heads where you wouldn't put your shoes, so we're very happy with that.
Now, I've always said that. Now, I caught half what he was saying, but I did hear in the back end of, we'll put our heads where you wouldn't put your shoes. Don't know what that means. We'll put our heads where you wouldn't put your shoes. And he said footy a lot.
He said footy a lot.
Footy a lot.
It's a guy who hasn't been around footy for a long time, but knows that we like footy.
It's a simple game plan, isn't
Yeah.
it? Footy, heads where your shoes wouldn't go. It's easy as
Where
that.
you should go. As my granddad always say, Dan, it's not the size of the dog in the pie, it's the sharpness of the chicken's beak.
Yeah. And again,
it's, you know,
I've always said that as well.
You know.
Well done, Marquine. Give him more interviews post-game.
Yeah.
Just want to see where he's at mentally after the game.
footy, I think.
He was great. Big footy head. Big footy guy. And Port, like the game was really, Port just didn't have a forward who could take a big pack mark. Like they would have been better just booting the ball, like scrubbing it in and keeping it on the ground for their mids and small forwards to get to work. Like every time bombing. Like it shows with 21 inside 50.
Yeah.
Surely you'd think they just kept bombing it and no one could take a mark up there. It turned into the Rosie and Butter show a little bit there. And that's why they were kind of in it. Like once it turns into the Rosie and Butter show, that's not a situation you want to be in.
No.
So
I was shocked that Rosie missed that snap.
yeah.
I
know. There was so many chances though.
Yeah.
So Ken moving him to halfback has been a serious move. Like,
I don't love it. But,
well, they've had to because Dan's left.
Yeah.
And they had to try and cover
But
some
as
movement
you
off
said,
there.
that virtually you can be obviously very good at that role, but more or less anyone could do it.
Anyone could do it. Like
And I don't
Rosie's
know
doing
about taking your captain, one of your
Yeah.
best player.
They need something to connect the midfield though.
yeah.
He's been very good. He won the medal, showdown medal.
Yes.
As well.
Yeah, bit awkward that, I thought.
I don't know how I feel about that. People saying it's like kissing your sister. You
It
know?
was a bit, while she was going, it's been voted by a board of, individuals. Not a great speech either.
Wasn't it? What do you say?
Not much.
Okay. I feel like that in a game that's close, then the winning team should get it.
Yeah.
Like, I get if it was a blowout, one-sided, maybe, like, obviously the winning team would get it, but to win it when your team's lost, it's a huge call by the panel.
Yeah.
Walshy had that, do you want to play the Walshy's thing?
Yeah, I would love to play Walsh.
Do you want to play it or me to play it?
Oh, you go.
I got it. All right, this is, so Jared Walsh.
Yeah.
Jared Walsh in...
The voice of South Australia.
Big SA voice in the Showdown?
This particular footage, or do you want to save it for the... Are we playing the 5?
Oh, yeah, play it with them.
We'll save
Hold
it.
off on this. Save that. You'll hear it soon. So we're under the Crows. Again, with a dangerous man up forward, Riley Thilthorpe. He is so scary. He's the biggest son of a bitch. His beard makes him so much more intimidating.
Oh, God, yeah.
Like, if your beard was a bit longer, you'd be so much more scarier.
Yeah.
The length he has in his beard is frightening.
Yeah.
And he's so good. He's playing with 4 dislocated fingers. He's still clunking them. He just towered over Aaliyah. Like, he was massive.
He's a man.
And I think if like the play here, and maybe if I could, I would. If you're over like a 6'5", if you grow a beard, you're immediately scary, like a lot more scarier, because he's frightening.
And you know that the ability to grow a beard means you've got a direct lineage to warriors and Vikings and people that were in battles.
Really?
Because back in the day, this was considered an extra form of protection.
Yeah, right.
So if you can grow facial hair, that's where you've come from.
How about like
which
a bit of
says a lot.
How about like a bit of patchy stuff everywhere?
Don't think that
because I'm
counts.
still struggling to connect the about from my earlobes to the middle of my chins go missing, and then I'm connected back up in the chin.
Well, this is interesting. I've never asked you. I actually considered, so you shave regularly?
I
do you?
shave every 4 days.
Right. I've just assumed that you just
No,
don't
'cause
have the facial hair.
No, if I grow it out, it would be like you just see patches everywhere on me.
And is it blonde?
Look, it's dark in some patches, then it goes a bit orange in some patches, then blonde in the moustache.
It goes a bit orange.
Well,
yeah.
there's a bit of orange tendencies
Sure,
in there.
yeah.
So, yeah, beards are scary. Crows' defense is already good, but they're all of a sudden good because they went from being Swiss cheese, holes everywhere, which I pointed out, said we can kick goals on them so easily, to like a bunch of random guys who are all studs. Josh Worrell, drafted as a forward, now he's back when he's the best defender I've seen in the last 2 weeks. He's amazing. Max Michelani, unbelievable. Mark Keane, best at footy interviews.
Yes.
Luke Nankervis, Isaac Cumming, Jordan Butts.
Never heard of any of them, but they all
They're
sound great.
all sound like they're from private school. They're unbelievable. They're all just real, like they're so good down back. Really good. So they're dangerous. They're literally now dangerous backmen, great mids, and as we've said, every forward, any 6 forwards at one time can get a goal on you.
Yes.
That's rare. There's no pressure. Like there is pressure forwards, but there's no like your roles just put pressure on.
Sure.
Be there when it goes to ground. It's like, no, all 6 of you just get on an island and beat your opponent. That's dangerous. Pride South Australia, they run that town. Then we move to potentially, which we thought was a spoon bowl. It was a spoon bowl, but the Tigers won't be the worst team in the league this year. Unreal. Adam Uze, for me, is coach of the year. He's got 3 wins with that team. Like, that is seriously impressive. I know there's going to be teams out there who have coaches that lead them to 11 wins, 12 wins, and we'll go, oh, no, they're coach of the year. At the end of the year, when the AFL does their awards, Adam Uze.
We're 9 weeks in, but they've got the same amount of wins as Sydney and Melbourne.
That's crazy.
It's pretty good.
Crazy. 2-point winners over West Coast. Now, as I said before at the top, this game being game of the year was not on my bingo card.
No.
Going into it, it had absolutely no skill, but we had so much effort. And that's all you want. One of the all-time spoon bowls, 15 lead changes, and it came down to one moment. Tom Brown chased down Tom Gross like an absolute dog. Turned into a Rottweiler. One of the best chase down tackles I've ever seen, given the moment that it was in. Unbelievable. So it won the game for him.
It did.
But you hate one thing about Tom Gross did.
Don't take a bounce. I fucking hate so many players are doing it, even when they're getting away with it. They get the ball and they bounce it almost immediately.
It's an Adam Sard special.
Exactly right. Like, I looked at that chase down tackle and go, I couldn't agree with you more. It is one of the great chase down tackles. Like, the more so for the stage and the moment and the time and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
But I don't reckon he gets chased down if he doesn't take a bounce there. If he just slightly starts to lean his body to the left and, creates that distance between the guy on him,
Yeah.
he gets away with that.
I mean, I totally agree with you. There was no need for him literally 3 steps to go, you know what? Bounce. Breaking 50. I'm going to bounce it first. Maybe he's 18, so he's going to get better. He's going to be fine. I think he came on as a sub, had 6 in 15% game time. So he's going to get so much better, but I'm with you. Like, he'll be better for understanding, hey, when you got a ball in your hand and you're breaking out of a pack, taking a bounce after your 3rd step, probably you won't need to do that.
As Minnie McWalter would be sitting there, it must be just so frustrating because you go, and not much we can do about that right now, is there?
There's not much that he could do.
We're just going to have to let these moments happen.
Like that then was Minnie going, this is just this is player instinct. I cannot do anything here. So like Tom Gross's instinct was 3 steps bounce. Like Minnie would never have thought, hey guys, before,
No, don't have to
before we wrap up training, just one more thing I want to tell everyone about. How many steps are you all taking before you bounce? Like he would never have even thought about having to tell players to do that. Like maybe run to 10 steps and then take a bounce. Like I really would not like you taking a bounce after 3 steps.
In a moment that realistically he would have only ever had 6 or 7 steps before either needing to take a shot or kick into someone.
On average, you probably got 6 steps in you before you have to get rid of the ball.
Yeah.
Max. Like sometimes, yes, open play, you'll find you 15, take a bounce and more than that. But on average, probably actually less than that. Everything's congested. So yeah, he'll be better for it. But I really do, from the bottom of my heart, I feel for Eagles fans. Like they are going through it. I know they turn up to the games, but the fact that they have to watch this team over again shoot themselves in the foot, do dumb things. Like this was their one game that I felt was their opportunity to win a game. And not only have they sit through that, they have to have Derm or Kelly or Derm and Kelly calling the games, taking them for a tour through the game. Like that'd be a tough experience for Eagles fans. So I'm still back on them. Well, I haven't left this, but I think the Eagles won't win a game all year.
No.
They just won't. It becomes more and more likely every round that this season's going to be a season where they just don't win a game.
Yeah, it feels like it was their chance.
That was their chance to get one. Like,
but as you said earlier, Richmond over there, that could be a bit different.
it could be different, but the vibe's bad. Like, I don't see them getting themselves up and about. Like, you go 0-9, that does a lot for, like, that just does nothing for the morale.
I will admit, though, that this is probably the last. The fact that St Kilda have to go over there this weekend off the back of an almost win, that's frustrating. That scares me.
Yeah. I'm telling you, it's a danger game for you, even though I think that you'll win.
Yeah.
Maybe if West Coast don't win a game, they have to play against Roseby Turak to see where they're at, really.
Yeah. That is a real litmus
Like, can
test.
they beat them? I'd still big on if a league team goes a whole season without winning a game, they have to play a local team.
100%.
So we get to see like a test, like not a relegation, maybe a relegation promotion game. Get them out or in. Feel for them. So, and at the moment, it's literally just Harley versus the teams. Like, as soon as you try and tag Harley, which Richmond didn't do, which they probably should have towards the end there.
Yeah.
It's just Harley versus, like, Harley's the only weapon that the Eagles have that could win them a game.
Well, he's got that spark, doesn't he?
He has a spark.
Yeah.
And, like, there's no one else in that team that can do it, or the spark and the ability to rip a game from you.
Sure.
And he hasn't really done it this year because he's trying to carry a lot of load and being played out of position, but he's the only one that can beat you.
And I don't even mind so much that he gets caught holding the ball a little bit at the moment.
Nah,
but
let him.
But he's given it a
He's trying to do it. I
Yeah.
think when you're a one-man team, like, you just try and take everything on.
Yeah.
Everything you can. So they're definitely going to number one pick. I think they should tank. Now, we're not... Oh, no, I don't know if I'm pro-tanking, but I think to make sure of it, I'd be dropping everyone just because Harley Reid, contract, going, staying, who knows? They want to keep him, obviously.
Yeah.
Number one pick this year projected to be Willem Dersma.
Ooh, now.
Willem Dersma,
The relevance?
sister is Yasmin Dersma. Yasmin Dersma, girlfriend of Harley Reid. Keep it in the family. Here we go. Harley
Let's just
stays.
assume that they get on, though.
I'd say they get on. He seems pretty close with them. If they could, it'd be like you pay Harley a lot of money.
Yep.
Willem comes there, keep it in the family. Then Harley's like, okay, I have something to work with here. Another number one pick to work with, potentially.
Sure.
Chad Warner in 2 years, potentially. Can he stick it out and stay there? Not a bad tactic.
I don't mind that. I don't think they'll need to tank. If I have to be totally
I
honest.
just want to make sure of it.
Okay,
I just
sure.
want to just make complete, like, make sure it's a sure thing you get number one pick.
Okay, sure.
I start tanking. So, all right. So, yeah, Eagles, I think they won't win a game all year. But credit to the fans who go there every week. Like, on Saturday, they play Saturday against Saints.
I think it's Sunday.
Sunday. Doesn't in Graveyard, of course it is. But they'll sell that stadium out. There'll be 40,000, 50,000 there, which is a huge effort.
Yeah, we're back on the 440.
Yeah. So that was game of the season until game of the season happened. After this game, Geelong Giants love it down there. 4-point winners. They should generally ask the AFL if they can move their games to Geelong. One of the last 5 there. But they know how to play that stadium. This was huge. What an absolute game this was. Sunday was the best day for football.
It really was.
Unbelievable. Normally it's a graveyard and a morgue, but this was just lit it up. Jesse Hogan just completely fucked Geelong. 7 goals, 22 touches. He had 15 touches inside the 50, his own 50. That's a real Dan Gorringe, Roseby Turak stat. Didn't leave the 50. And so many times they'd kick it to him and you'd be like, oh, once again, Jesse Hogan's just by himself. Like, how's he just by himself? Like, the only guy that was going to beat you is Jesse Hogan. And they let him go free. So the Geelong are playing this crazy press where they just go all that attack to try and score because Giants were scoring so much. Or they were just like, oh, we forgot Jesse Hogan's the best forward in the comp. Like, I can't tell you how many times he was kicked the ball and he's just like, I'm gonna walk into a goal again. Over and over and over again. It was wild. So Giants are back on their bullshit. Like, they look like the Giants that we've been begging for. Tom Green looked like Tom Green. Had 37. Unreal goal from the boundary.
Great goal.
Unreal goal. Unreal goal in his 100th game. Their mids had so much space. Like, there's nothing more frightening, I reckon, than Finn Callahan coming at you. Like, with a full head of steam.
Yeah.
That's a scary sight. He was doing that flat out. So, back on their bullshit on the field. Back on their bullshit off field on socials. Got their bite back.
Yeah.
Not 1, but 2 troll Geelong posts. That's a
when
real,
you know.
that's your swagger back. So well done to Jacob and the team, getting themselves back into form. And Geelong had so many chances to win the game. Like, Dangerfield had a moment late, gets a ball back in the forward 50, should have had a shot on goal, tried to hit like this small hit-up lead, which is like 10 metres. Don't know why he did that. Blitzar's then in a pack mark. So he's over the top, Danger's in the front. Blitzar's ripped it out of him.
Yep.
Then tries to give Danger the ball to say, you kick it. Umpire's like, well, no, Blitzar's, you took the mark.
Yep.
Got to want that moment. Didn't want it. Then went back and hit the post. Chris Scott lost his shit about it.
Sure.
So just some moments there where Cat should have won. Kick 6-11 as well.
Yeah.
A great game, though. The real winner was football. Yes, Geelong lost. Real winner was football.
Yeah, it was bloody good.
Let's check in on Catman because I love just going to see like what Catman saw being at the game.
Yes.
We know that he blamed Jane Bunn on the weather.
Yes, a couple of weeks ago,
Misreporting the weather. So let's see what he's blaming this week for the
let's
loss.
check in with him.
No, and I'm not even kidding. Let's be honest. It was really, really, really crap umpiring. That's not a question.
Okay.
That's not a question. It's partially why we lost. But I'm not even kidding here because I've been worried about this for the last few weeks.
I know.
I didn't even know we had. I thought, why aren't we playing at Geelong? You know why? That stupid movie, Mr. Irrelevant, being filmed there. Pretty appropriate name considering the Giants are very much that as well. Won't go there.
We have.
I've gone
It's there 5 times in a row, but that's not the point. The point is, we have been there for 4 weeks. We've been playing away. We may as well treat this as an away game. The great ground was absolutely ruined by a movie studio production. Now, it was like we're playing in an old film set tonight, and it's just not our ground that we're not used to. It's actually really crap because I want to know why, with all the rugby places in the world, all the rugby stadiums in the world, in America, why they picked GMHBA Stadium to film a rugby film from America. I cannot wait for Trump's tariffs 100% to come in. Stop coming to our stadium and ruining that surface for us to play on. And keeping us out of our own home. It kicked us out of our home for 4 weeks. Now, when we played at the MCG, for God's sake.
Yeah.
No wonder they.
Okay, Catman's lost a lot.
Like playing an away game tonight. Anyway,
I want the rest of it.
Yeah, you want it?
Absolutely ridiculous to be shut out of your own home because a stupid American movie.
He's got to land this thing.
Go Trump, bring the
land the
tariffs in,
Catman.
mate, 100%. Stop them filming there. We don't need this.
Okay.
Go and film in your American stadiums. Does that not make sense to me? An NRL, whatever you call it over there.
NFL.
Football team.
Is he still going?
Filming in an AFL stadium. Go figure. You need to get over to the rugby stadiums, mate. We don't need.
Lost the plot.
It's not appropriate.
He's
to
almost
ruin
done.
the surface for us to lose games on. So I stand by my words. We lost tonight.
Oh my God.
Combination of really poor decision making.
Here we go.
By the umpires, not Geelong, and also by the fact that we played on a movie set basically tonight. Absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, that's it. And don't carry on about Jane Bunn because she's got nothing to do with it tonight. The weather was perfect. Nothing to do with the weather.
So he's blamed. So he doesn't want to play at home anymore because it looks like a movie set, even though it's the exact same stadium, the exact same turf.
We've all been there.
That sounded honestly like my post-game Carlton videos. Absolute bullshit that we have to play at the Loud House on a Friday night in front of 90,000 people. You know, balls dewy.
Yeah.
Shit house. You know, why is there not a roof on this thing? Unreal. So Catman's crashing out. No Jane Bunn to blame, but definitely to blame that they had to play in a home game in Geelong. And he could see some like paint of an NFL field on there. Didn't like it. Also, something else coming out of this game, this umpire having a blowout on national television. This is just small things like this make me so funny.
Over the Cats.
Move outside 5. Move outside 5.
27-7. Forward half disposal.
I'll do it again.
Over the
Move
Cats.
outside 5. Move outside 5.
27-7.
That's so funny. So that led us into Walshy.
Yeah, so the voice of South Australia.
Yes.
He's on SEN, but also like ground announces what he's do. Port Adelaide.
Everything.
Adelaide United, the Thunderbirds. Does the cricket.
Everything
Socceroos, like for outside of Adelaide as well. He does everything, but I remember Adelaide United game, I think it was the grand final against Western Sydney Wanderers. He did one of the best that I've ever heard.
Here we go.
Yes, I know. Yes. 9 years since this. Bloody just enjoy it, all right? Fine. Yes,
Go back to
fine.
Sorry, Walshy. one of the best.
It's so funny because you could tell he was trying to like really go for it.
Oh god, yeah.
And then just got caught at the lower level. So good. Oh, so I love it. How funny is the ball break? Whenever your friends do one, you're so sorry.
You just immediately your eyes go, what?
Oh, so funny. Okay, so wrapping up this game. Geelong shouldn't have played in Geelong. That's why they lost. And Baz for the Brownlow. That should be gathering like momentum. Yeah. Dark horse for mine. Has 35 and 10 tackles.
It can't be a dark horse right now though. Going into round 10, like
paying 10s.
Paying
10s. So I'd be honestly like he would have polled in almost every game.
I think he would. Your only gamble there is that he might end up being ineligible because he's got that in him.
Definitely getting suspended for sure. Yeah, 100%.
But his form suggests otherwise.
He's very good. His form off the field's been good. So last week the Bond stuff came out.
Yep.
He called Ballarat pretty much a shithole.
Well.
And then this week, I'm so sorry. I'm going to send like a slab of Barry's to you. Go down there, grab a 4-pack, 6-pack. On me, I'm so sorry.
Well,
very good.
What I like about him is I don't think he said, I'm so sorry.
No.
So it's like an apology with, but still standing by his comments.
Yeah.
It's like, I love you. Go and get a 4-pack.
I mean, Baz isn't going to apologise for much.
No.
If he is who he is, so deal with it, Ballarat. But free Barry's.
Absolutely. Take that.
And then to round out the round, honestly, a great game again.
Yeah.
It had the hallmarks of a bad game about halfway through the second, and then it just turned it on. Ollie, you tipped it as well. You said North, so you kind of tipped it.
Yep.
That's big.
I thought they, honestly, their record speaks for themselves in Hobart. They love it down there. I didn't think too much about Colby McKercher being down there, of course. Mm-hmm. And he,
Yeah. This is big.
They were very
great.
good.
They were great. Draw FC gets a win before West Coast.
Yeah.
First draw of the season. They split the points. Now, either, as I said, Brisbane are frauds or North can play finals. I'm still trying to work it out in my head. I'm not sure. I'll get more, that will come to light next round for sure.
Yep.
But I'm still big on one thing. That the AFL has to play the draw song after a draw.
Yep.
Can you play it for me for a bit?
Absolutely, I can.
It's a draw, both the teams are even. They've split the points and now we're bound for home. 4 quarters played, now the race is run. No one's lost, but no one's won. It's a draw, both the teams are even. And there's nothing left to say. When the siren ends the game and the scores are both the same, only football's the winner today.
Unreal. Imagine that. So, you're flat about your team getting a draw. But then you hear that and you go, actually, banger?
Yeah, actually.
So, hold on, banger and got 2 points in the back pocket. I'm going to have a beer at the pub.
Only thing that could be better than that is if then both teams have to come together in one big huddle and sing it.
And sing the song. That'd be great. I'm begging the AFL to introduce that. Please, please, please. Congrats also to Tristan Jerry. He won the Basti medal, decided by Ryan Bastnack on his socials. So that's huge. Well done, Basti. Basti got hold of us talking about him and him posting his highlights. I think the community got around him as well.
Yeah,
but
good.
Big by Basti.
So this is a new medal that we've sort of discovered here.
Basti's bringing it in by himself. So we'll run with it for sure. So on the back of the draw, I don't want anyone saying we need extra time.
No.
I'm big on draws now. I think early days I didn't like it because maybe
probably
maybe.
Yes.
But I said they're going awesome finish.
I think the logical step is, as we know is the case now, that a grand final or even a final
that one,
is extra
for sure.
time.
But
totally
season,
fair enough.
No,
but,
in season, let them go. So, and the biggest question going into the game was, can Brisbane get themselves up for a 4:40 p.m. game at Ninja Stadium on a Sunday?
Couldn't.
And they couldn't. Didn't generally look like they didn't want to be there. Didn't want to bar it. All they rocked up going, it's North Melbourne, Tassie. If we don't want to be here, then they probably don't want to be here as well.
I can't imagine they didn't want to. I'm sure they wanted to be there because, again, didn't take this into consideration. Chris Fagan, Hobart boy, and a bunch of family in the house.
Yeah.
He would have been fired up.
In front of the fam.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
I think they probably just thought North Melbourne.
Yeah, they looked average. It's the first time as well that two teams have had a drawn with an identical scoring breakdown. So they both missed 4 times to the left, both hit each post once, both kicked 10 goals, and both missed to the right 3 times, and both had 2 rushed.
I mean, that'll get you a draw.
And I think they had the identical inside 50s as well.
That is bizarre.
Bizarre. So watching this, I went, okay, well, North should have won this game, which is even more bizarre to say.
Yes.
Like, they should have won the game. It was just, and if I'm a North fan, I'm just so happy. Like, I'd be celebrating that like a win.
Yeah.
Like, to draw with Brisbane, reigning premiers, 100% take that
I think
as
your
a win.
initial vibe would be, and then you go this morning, hang on.
Yeah, I'll take that for sure.
Yeah.
Because starting off the game, it would have gone, zero hope here, and then the door slightly opened before you go, can win it. Generally can win this game. And getting a draw, you go, I'll take 2 points out of that. If you go into the game or the round of football and say, hey, you won't win, you won't lose, but we can give you 2 points after it. Would you take it? You go 100%.
Reigning premiers? Absolutely.
Yep, take it. So for Brisbane, hard watch for them. Couldn't get anything going. Like, nothing looked like a Brisbane game. Got smacked in clearances, in stoppages, and they're still on top of the ladder. But the question of like, hey, is this team still like a scary premiership team? Now has some big question marks on it, because if you can't get yourself up for a 4:40 p.m. Sunday against North at Ninja and Tassie, then like, and it's what should have been an easy 10-goal win. Realistically, then we go, okay, well, is this still the same team, or do we have some question marks here? Lockie Neal got tagged out of it as well. Yeah. Didn't know how to work his way through a tag. Like, it just didn't look like Brisbane at all. It wasn't like, I didn't sit there going, Brisbane is going to click into gear here. No. It just looked like they were struggling. And North just hung around. North got some exciting kids. Oh, shit. Real exciting kids. Like, they're going to be, I know the question is on them, like, when's it going to turn? Is Clarko, like, when do we see Clarko's investment in the work he's put into the team? But it'll come. Oh, gotcha. I'm now convinced it'll come after seeing what they did. Yeah. Like, pushing a reigning premier and getting a draw, that's fine.
Yeah. And then now they take on Richmond on the weekend, so a very winnable game there.
Is that the G?
Yeah, yes. Yep, 1:10 Sunday.
Spoon Bowl 2.0.
Yeah.
Here we go again. It's back-to-back Spoon Bowls.
Back-to-back Spoon
I love
Bowls.
that. That's awesome. Who did Brisbane have then?
Melbourne at the Gabba.
Oh, so that's get right.
Yeah.
Full get right game. Wow. Okay. Well, the draw, I love seeing a draw. I loved it. What a way to finish a round of football. Yeah. Unbelievable. As I said, I don't know if Brisbane are frauds. I haven't put them on the board yet, but they've said it was a fraud kind of behaviour.
Fraud-esque.
And North, honestly, might win the flag. Like, maybe I uncrossed them, because after that was unbelievable. I don't know what they are. If they win against Richmond, we're taking them, they're going back on the board.
Ooh, I like it.
You draw against a Premier and then beat Richmond, you're back on.
Back on.
In my eyes. So, what a round of football. As I said, like, so good. I loved every single round, game. It was just awesome. So, a lot to unpack. A lot that we did pack into it.
Land it.
I feel like Catman. And then we get to go again this round.
Yeah,
Big round again. Big primetime games. Carlton, Sydney. You go on the West Coast.
Yes.
That's huge. So come back on Wednesday. We'll do a full round review, unpack some more stuff. No doubt some more shit's going to go down the next few days that we'll talk about.
Yeah, can't wait for that.
Lube-wise. So see you soon. Thanks for doing Footy with us.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.